Good morning, everyone. It's Meshell Baker, the Congruency Catalyst International Speaker Trainer Coach with today's Make It Awesome moment. And today is Tuesday, September 20th, and I'm excited because this week we are talking about some of the things that hinder us from the success and the greatness and the achievement and the accomplishment of all those things that we know that are in us. We know that we have this wonderfulness in us, but at times we are hindered by what we see or what we feel. So this week I'm talking about that because, as I told you yesterday, I actually lost 2 decades to the fear of criticism, the fear of failure, the fear of success, just numerous. Every time I talked, I was scared, I was terrified. And so now I'm sharing with you some of the tips, tools, and techniques that really helped me to come out of my own head. Yesterday was fear of criticism and understanding that the question that I posed to everybody, what would you do if you didn't care what other people think? And that's a huge question. So I actually made a little meme for it, which I will put up later. So if you get a chance and you see this comes across, if this comes across your feed, I would love for you to respond and say, or even share it. What would you do? What is the things? I call it the BHAD, the big, hairy, audacious dream. I'm actually living it. Every day I do this is another day of me stepping into my greatness and the things that I really, truly desire. So again, fear of failure. That's what we're talking about today. So I'll put that up so you can see your fear of failure. And fear of failure is actually lack of confidence. So what happens is we have all these voices in our heads. I always say, I call it my committee. It's in my head. My committee consists of the teacher in the second grade. Hey, Barbara Castro, how are you this morning? Love those Nando cookies. Yay. The voices in my head that tell me and remind me of the things that I failed at, the things that I couldn't do, something someone said to me, an uncle, an aunt, a parent, a teacher, a friend, a well-meaning person, but all the committee, it never goes away. They just sit there and they churn around. So every time I go to step out in something of greatness, something that I really greatly desire and wanting to create, the voices come up. So the voices never go away. What I've learned to do is I've learned to build up my confidence so that I hush the voices. So I make the choices. I know that they're not real, and I know that greatness is for me. So some of the things that fear, understanding, pointing out to help with fear of failure is one, hey Corey, how are you this morning? Being uncomfortable. Reminder from yesterday, successful people have learned to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And the way we do that is that we start to do things that challenge us, so start with things that you've always wanted to do, but you were scared to do, because then it's excitement, it's not fear. And what you'll do is you'll start to build up the habit of doing things that you haven't done before. That feeling of not doing something will start to become very comfortable for you, and it's easier if it's something you always wanted to do. One of the things I did when I started my business was I got a box of business cards and I went on meetup.com and I found as many meetups as I could where I knew there would be no one there who knew me, and I just showed up. I was terrified. I mean, I was white knuckling my steering wheel at times to get out of my car and go in because I was actually terrified. What would they think of me? But I wanted to get past that. My greatest desire, and I knew to be successful, becoming comfortable being uncomfortable had to be my norm, and now it is. Understand that fear of failure, there is no success without failure. I love what Oprah says. Hey Anita, how are you this morning? My legal shill pal. Anita's awesome. That Oprah says there is no failure if you've learned. And anything that's great, you're going to fail. You're going to trip. You're going to falter. You're going to make mistakes. Reminder, what are the chances of you doing something you've never done before, absolutely perfect or right the first time? It's zero, because you don't know what right or perfect are because you've never done it before. So fear of failure is not real. It's something that we decide to tell ourselves. We call it an alibi or an excuse for not doing the thing that you want to do. Instead, look at it and say, I'm going to give my best with what I have for who I am right in this moment, and then I'll modify it and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. It's called mastery. And mastery takes 7 years or 10,000 hours for anything that you desire. When you think of any teacher or instructor who get to the level they are, surgeons, or even someone who teaches a course or a coach or whatever, it takes years to master something. It does not happen overnight. Pour grace on yourself. Dust yourself off and get back up. You got this. I know you do. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't have this. You are awesome. You are created in the way our Creator would have us. You're born on purpose with a purpose. So you are absolutely amazing. So again, learn to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Doing those things that challenge you, but you always wanted to do, will help you build that confidence, as well as understand that there's no success without failure, without tripping and faltering. You got this. So again, this is a reminder. Ask yourself this question. What would you do if you knew you could not, if you did not care what others thought of you? That's the greatest fear for most people, is so concerned what other people thought. I'm going to post this meme today. Hey, Jacqueline, how are you? And I would love to hear, what would you do? I'm doing it right now because people said, how can you do that? How are you going to do that every day? How are you going to come up with content? What are you going to talk about? All the voices in my head, this is what I told myself, this is what other people told me, but everything in me told me that this is what I love to do. I love to teach, I love to share, I love to talk and tell people tips, tools, and techniques so we can make it awesome. So again, this is Meshell Baker, the Congruency Catalyst, international speaker, trainer, and coach. And the reason I do the Make It Awesome moment is because we have two choices from the time we wake up till the time we put our head on the pillow. Life is about decisions. So we choose either fear of failure or excitement, faith of the possibility. So you're choosing either fear or faith. And remember, because the future has not happened, we get to make it up. And if you're going to make it up, make it awesome. I promise you, this works. I've tried it. My life has become amazing and awesome. Every day, moment by moment, day after day, I choose to make it awesome. The fear pops up, and I choose awesome. So you choose awesome today. Love to talk to you. See you guys soon. Tomorrow, have a wonderfully blessed day, and thank you for watching. Oh, yes, and share this. If you don't care what people think about you, this is helpful. I'm not promoting any commercial or any product. I'm just sharing possibilities. So please share this if you think it helps you, because it may help someone else. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Okay, I'm leaving for real now. Bye.